Hello, I'm Chiranjib Sengupta, and welcome to this episode of the Energy Connects podcast brought to you in partnership with Hexagon. The focus in this episode is on urban transformation, reinventing urban governance in the Middle East, and what that means for enterprise asset management. To discuss these and a lot more, I'm delighted to welcome back to our podcast Joseph El Bitar, Vice President and General Manager, Hexagon Asset Lifecycle Intelligence in the Middle East and Africa. Joseph, welcome back to the Energy Connects podcast.
Thank you, CS. It's great to be here, and I'm excited to start discussing at such pivotal time for our cities.
Great. Now let's set the stage. The Middle East is experiencing one of the fastest urban transformations anywhere across the world. But what does that mean on the ground?
Absolutely. Across the region, from Riyadh to Dubai to Cairo to Muscat, we're witnessing a rapid urbanization, and the growth is massive. Cities are doubling in size, infrastructure demand is exploding, and digital expectations from citizens are rising just as fast. To put more figures to our context, by 2035, over 90% of GCC citizens will live in urban areas. That's extraordinary, but it's also creating pressure on the water, energy, transportation, public safety, and more. Meanwhile, national visions like Saudi Vision 2030, UAE Vision 2031, and Oman Vision 2040 are setting bold expectations for smarter, greener, and more efficient cities. So the question becomes, how do we manage this complexity intelligently, proactively, and what about sustainability?
And that's exactly where your campaign, The Living City, comes in. So, Joseph, tell us more about it. What does it really represent?
Well, the living city is our way of describing a city that is not only digital, but connected, intelligent, and continuously evolving. We've spent years talking about smart cities, and there have been real gains like smart parking, digital services, e government platforms. But these have largely been isolated wins. The living city moves beyond that. It means integrating all public assets and systems into a single, interoperable intelligence layer so the city acts like a living organism. It sees, it thinks, it learns, it adapts, it reacts, and many more of a human being mimic.
And that's a big leap from smart to living. And I'm curious to know what's the core difference.
Well, for us, a smart city digitizes services. A living city connects and orchestrates them and build a relationship with its citizens. So in most smart cities, you'll find advanced solutions in silos, automated lighting, traffic management, GIS, energy monitoring, you name it. But they don't talk to each other. A living city unifies data across all departments like water, energy, transport, housing, sanitation, and aligns them through an intelligent platform. So it allows decision makers to move for reactive firefighting to proactive management. And here is the key, it requires a brain.
So, let's go there. You said that the brain is EAM or Enterprise Asset Management. How exactly does that work?
Well, think of a living city like being a human body. You have thousands of inputs, signals, stimuli, vital stats, but without a central brain to interpret, prioritize, and coordinate responses, nothing functions efficiently. So, Hexagon Enterprise Asset Management Platform is that brain for the city. It connects with assets across departments like pipelines, roads, pumps, streetlights, and even mobile workforces. It doesn't just collect data, it analyzes it and it recommends actions and it automates tasks. So EM enables a real-time situational awareness and creates an operational memory so the city learns and improves this over time.
So, Joseph, are you saying that EAM is no longer just a tool for maintenance, but it's become central to governance?
Exactly. And traditionally, EM was seen as a system for managing repairs or asset inventories. But today, it's strategic enabler of performance, resilience, and transparency. It tells you which bridge will fail in 5 years. It ensures the right parts are on hand before something breaks. It's the intelligence layer that powers the city's nervous system.
And why do you believe that the Middle East is in a unique position to lead in this global transformation?
That's a great question. We have a perfect storm of four forces: the urgency, our cities are growing fast, delays create real pain, congestion, energy stress, and water scarcity. Ambition, so regional government are reimagining what public services and city life can look like. Competition, cities are now brands, they are competing globally for investment, talent, and tourism. And the fourth force is resources. We have a strong digital infrastructure. The GCC is a global leader in 5G, fiber, and GovTech. With the right platforms in place, we don't have to follow the traditional path. We can define the future of urban governance.
Now, Joseph, that's an amazing vision, but where have you seen this vision actually take shape within the Middle East or globally?
Definitely, and I can share two case studies or two references. First is the Miami-Dade County in the US that uses Hexagon EEM across 11 departments, from transport, utilities to aviation. They have seen significant improvements in their asset lifespan, service delivery, and cost control. And the second reference I have on top of my head is the RACWA, it's the Ras Khaimah Water Authority. So this public wastewater utility in Ras Al Khaimah digitized the entire operation with our EM platform. They manage over 3,000 critical assets, moving from reactive fixes to predictive planning. So the result is fewer breakdown, more capacity, and a greater service consistency. And that's what a living city looks like in practice.
And finally, Joseph, as we look ahead, what would be your message to city leaders, infrastructure agencies, and policymakers when it comes to urban transformation?
My key take on this is that don't look at CAM as a system for engineers or a maintenance system or a reliability system. Think of it as your governance engine, your enabler for performance, sustainability, and citizen trust. We have the tools, we have the infrastructure. What we need now is the integration and leadership. And the city's brain must serve its heart. And that heart is the people. So by embracing the living city, we can make urban life not just functional, but flourishing.
Thanks a lot, Joseph, for your excellent insights and valuable analysis in this episode of the Energy Connects podcast.
Thank you, CS. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks for joining, and I hope you really enjoyed this episode of the Energy Connects podcast brought to you in partnership with Hexagon. You can get more episodes like this and comprehensive coverage of the energy industry at energyconnects.com. Don't forget to follow us on social media, and I'll be back with the next episode of the Energy Connects podcast. See you soon.